नवनीरदनिन्दित कान्तिधरं रससागरनागरभूपवरं शुभवं किमचारुशिखण्डशिखं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रज राजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भ्रुवि शङ्कितबङ्किम शक्रधनं मुखचन्द्रविनिन्दितकोटिविधुम् मृदुमन्दसुहास्य सुभास्ययुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रज राजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं सुविकम्पदनाङ्गसदाङ्गधरं ब्रजवासी मनो हरवेशकरं वृषलाञ्छितनीलसरोजदृशं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं अलकावलिमण्डित भालतटं श्रुतिदोलितमाकरकुण्डलकं कटिवेष्टितपीतपटं सुधटं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रज राजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं कलनोपुरराजित चारुपदं मणिरञ्जितगञ्जितभृङ्गमदं ध्वज वज्रजशङ्कितपादयुगं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भृशचन्दनचर्चित चारुतनं मणिकौस्तुभगर्हित भानुतनं ब्रजबालशिरोमणिरूपधृतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं सुरवृन्दसुबन्धमुकुन्दहरिं सुरनाथो शिरोमणि सर्वगुरुं गिरिधारिमुरारिपुरारिपदं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं वृषभानुसुतावर केलिपरं रसराजशिरोमणिवेशोधरं जगदीश्वरमीश्वरमीतवरं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रज राजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रज राजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं। हरे कृष्ण। प्रभुपाद की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण कृष्ण भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatarine Vanchakalpadrubhasya Kripa Sindhubha Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So yesterday we were discussing from Krishna's first times how Lord Krishna extinguished the forest fire. Today I was requested to discuss Krishna's appearance. So day after tomorrow is Janmashtami. In Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter, Krishna spoke about his appearance in Jnana Yoga. So few verses Krishna spoke in Bhagavad Gita about his appearance. One is Yada Yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrajamaham. And then next verse Krishna says Paritranaye sadhunam vinashaya chadushritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sabhavana yogidika. And then Krishna says Janma karma chame divyam evam jo vetti tattva. So one should know that Krishna's appearance and Krishna's first times, tattvata. Tattvata is very important. Tattvata, Prabhupada says, tattvata means, tattvata is the science of Krishna. Or Prabhupada, in another place, Prabhupada says, tattvata means in truth. One should know Krishna's appearance and Krishna's first times in truth. So, and then Prabhupada continued in the lecture. Prabhupada says, it is not enough to know Krishna by historical facts, that Krishna was born in such and such date, in such and such place, and then in such and such family, and he did such and such activities. But in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is recommending one has to learn them in tattvata, in truth. Like once, and Srila Prabhupada was explaining Krishna's appearance, and he was in I think in United States. Prabhupada was explaining that how Lord Krishna appeared in 5,000 years back, and one of audience he raised hand and he said, Swamiji, I know about Krishna. My grandfather visited India and he did a research on Krishna. And he was, telling Srila Prabhupada, Krishna came, this family, and he was born there, how he was treated in his childhood, everything. So Prabhupada became a little upset. Prabhupada told, one of his disciples to bring a glass of water and give it to this guy. So one of Prabhupada disciple, he brought a glass of water, empty, and a glass of water, and he gave it to him. And the Prabhupada told another disciple, okay, pour water from a mug. So when he poured water, that glass was filled with water. But Prabhupada told him, give him more water, pour more water. And water was dropping from the glass. And everyone was shocked, what is Srila Prabhupada doing? Because water is falling in the ground. Then this guy who was challenging Srila Prabhupada, that I know about Krishna, Krishna was a historical person. So he was holding that glass and water was dropping from his glass. So Srila Prabhupada told him, this is, your situation is like this, this glass of water. Because, you are thinking, you have a lot of knowledge about Krishna, but you actually don't know. In Tvattata. And he says, your situation is like this, water glass, because you inside, it's already full. And no matter how much knowledge I give you, it will come out, it will fall. So therefore, you should come, when you come to a guru to understand about Krishna, then you should come with empty. Then only you can receive the knowledge. So then Srila Prabhupada, told him that, historical facts about Krishna is not enough. One should know Krishna in truth, in truth. Then if someone understand Krishna in Tattvata, in truth, then only he can become free from all sort of bodily entanglement. Evam jo vyakti tattvata त्यक्त deham punarjanma naiti mamati sarjan. So we may know Krishna by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada a little bit, but to know Krishna tattvata, especially Krishna's appearance and Krishna's activity is very important. And one who knows Krishna in tattvata, then they will never come back to this material world. And to know Krishna's appearance, Janma tattva is possible only for the devotees. And in Bhagavad Gita, many places in the 18th chapter, also Krishna says, Bhaktamam abhijanati. So only bhaktas by devotional service one can understand Krishna's appearance. And otherwise it's not possible. So and Krishna says, tattata, that means, and Krishna says paritranaya sadhunam, he comes for three purposes. One is paritranaya sadhunam, another one is vinashaya dushkritam, and third one is dharma sansthapanartha. Paritranaya sadhunam, to deliver or to protect the devotees, sadhus, vinashaya dushkritam, to annihilate, destroy the miscreants, demonic people, and to re-establish religion. So Prabhupada was giving lecture on teachings of Kunti once, and Prabhupada nicely explained about Krishna's appearance. He says, that to protect his devotees, paritranaya sadhunam, Krishna does not need to come personally in this material world. And he says, similarly, to annihilate, to destroy the demonic people, Krishna never have to come personally in this material world. And Prabhupada says, only he need one earthquake. In one single 1 minute earthquake, he can destroy all the demonic people. So for Krishna, it's not a difficult job to destroy all the demonic people of this in this material world. And when all the demons, all the demonic people, miscreants are killed, so devotees are already protected. Paritrana sadhunam, there is no need to paritrana, because they are already protected, because no demonic people are there. And also then Prabhupada says, in another way, other way, devotees, they are always protected. In Bhagavad Gita 14th chapter, 26th verse, Krishna says, Sagunan samatitaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate mam chajo bhavicharana bhakti yogana seva. So the devotees, those who are practicing Krishna consciousness or has taken shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, they are already situated in the Brahma Bhuta platform. So they don't need actually protection. We see the Paritranaya sadhana, they don't need protection. Yes, initial stage, we may ask for protection from Supreme Lord. But in mature, advanced stage, devotees, they don't seek for protection for their personal benefit, Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Maravi Rakhavi Jo Ichha Tohara. My dear Lord, you can, if you wish, you can kill me, you can protect me, it's up to you. Or we also, the Prabhupada said many times, Rakhe Krishna Mareke, Mare Krishna Rakhe. If Krishna wants to protect, who can kill? And if Krishna wants to kill someone, who can protect? Who can save? We have the example of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu in the same family. So Paritrana Sadhunam is not the main purpose of Krishna's appearance in this material world, nor Vinashaya Duskritam, annihilating the miscreants. That is also not the main purpose of Krishna's appearance in this material world. But Krishna, Krishna comes. Why Krishna comes in this material world? Our acharyas, they explain these two are not the main purpose. It's not the primary reason of Krishna's appearance in this material world. These two, in every incarnation, Krishna does. Bhagavatam, this verse comes, Itham nri tirjaga rishideva jasho avatarai. Lokan vibhavasya hamsi jagat pratipam. Channa kalo yad abhavas trijugas athasatam. So Krishna comes in every millennium to fulfill these two criteria, to protect his devotees and to destroy the miscreants in different forms. But our Acharya says, Srila Prabhupada also says, these are the main reason for Krishna's appearance. The main purpose of Krishna's appearance is to give his loving darshan to his devotees. The devotees, exalted devotees who have been waiting to see Krishna face to face for so many years, performing austerities, performing devotional service. Krishna comes to give his beautiful darshan to them, to have interaction with his loving devotees. Krishna comes to this material world. That is the main purpose, for primary purpose of Krishna's appearance in this material world. So, but yes, Krishna comes to give darshan to his devotees. For example, in Ramayana, we have this example when Lord Ramachandra and Kaikeyi asked two boons from Dasharath. In one boon, Lord Rama will become the king of Ayodhya. Sorry, Bharat will become the king of Ayodhya, and Ram will go to forest for 14 years. And at that time, everyone, including their guru Vasishtha, everyone, they were blaming Kaikeyi. But the sages performing austerity in the Panchavati, Dandakaranya, or in the other forest, they were so happy. They were, in fact, clapping. They were saying, "Thank you, Kaikeyi, you did a beautiful job. Because of you, now we'll get to see Lord Ramachandra. We have been waiting to see him for many years." So Lord appears in this material world to have loving exchange with his devotees. But yes, as as he comes to this material world, he does also these two things, Paritrana Sadhunam and Vinashaya Dushkitam. Once, once Birbal, Birbal and Akbar, the story of Birbal and the Emperor Akbar. He asked this question to his minister Birbal. He said, Birbal, in your religion, in Hindu Dharma, in Sanatana Dharma, why every time Lord personally comes to protect his devotees? We have example of Prahlad Maharaj or Dhruva Maharaj or many examples in our scriptures. And he gave the example. He said, "See, just like I am the king. If any problem comes, if someone faces some difficulties in my kingdom, I don't go personally. I send someone, my representative, my minister, or someone. So your Lord Krishna or Rama, don't they have any representative? Why do they come every time to protect their devotees?" So Birbal was very clever. So Birbal told Akbar, "My dear king, I will reply your answer. Give me 1 week time." In 1 week, what Birbal did, Birbal told the maid servant of Akbar to make a replica of Akbar's son. Akbar had a son, so Birbal instructed the maid servant to make a replica of Akbar's son. So she made one replica of Akbar's son, which looks almost similar, like Akbar's son. So one day, Akbar was having a meeting, very important meeting with all his ministers, all his advisory councils, all his soldiers, everyone, very important meeting. And in Akbar's courtyard, there is oil. And Akbar could see, everything from his throne. So Birbal instructed that maid servant, when Akbar was having meeting, Birbal instructed that maid servant was throwing replica of Akbar's son to the oil. So when Birbal saw this, Akbar saw this, Akbar was having important meeting, and Akbar saw this, his maid servant is throwing his son. It's not actually his son, but it is replica of his son. She was throwing into the water. He rushed. He was running toward the oil. And Birbal, caught the hand of Akbar. Birbal said, "My dear son, where are you going?" This is Akbar. Birbal, see, this maid servant is throwing my son into oil. And Birbal then told, "See, here so many ministers are there. I am your, personal assistant. You can instruct any of us. We can go and protect your son." And then Akbar said, "What is saying? Birbal, he is my son, and this maid servant is going to kill my son. I have to go personally to protect my son." Then, Birbal called that, maid servant, and Akbar understood everything. It was actually a replica of his son. Then Akbar asked, "Why did you do this, Birbal?" And Birbal said, "You remember last week you asked me this question that, you asked me this question that why in our religion, Supreme Personality of Godhead comes every time to protect his devotees. Here, all the so many ministers were present. You personally went to protect. You left meeting. You are rushing to protect your son. In our religion also, Krishna, Lord Ramachandra, they consider every living entities as his son, as his daughter. Therefore, Krishna personally comes to protect his devotees. So, so that's why Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in this material world to to have loving actions with his devotees. So in Krishna book, the first chapter is the advent of Lord Krishna. In that chapter, we'll just read few paragraphs. It says, once the world was overburdened by the unnecessary defense force of different kings, who were actually demons but were posing themselves as the royal order. At that time, the whole world became perturbed, and the predominating deity of this earth, known as Bhumi, went to see Lord Brahma to tell of her calamities due to the demoniac kings. Bhumi assumed the shape of a cow and presented herself before Lord Brahma with tears in her eyes. She was bereaved and was weeping just to invoke the Lord's compassion. She related the calamitous position of the earth, and after hearing this, Lord Brahma became much aggrieved, and he at once started for the ocean of milk where Lord Vishnu resides. Lord Brahma was accompanied by all the demigods, headed by Lord Shiva, and Bhumi also followed. Arriving on the shore of the milk ocean, Lord Brahma began to pacify Lord Vishnu, who had formerly saved the earthly planet by assuming the transcendental form of a boar. So this is the beginning of the advent of Lord Krishna in Krishna book, Srimad Bhagavatam. So in Bhagavatam, the description is that once this whole world was overburdened by the sinful activities of the different kings who were actually demons, but they were posing as royal order. So this is very important, and these demoniac people, they causes overburden to Mother Earth. And so here the description is Mother Earth, known as Bhumi. She was weeping. She assumed the shape of a cow and she started crying, with tears in her eyes. She went to Brahma. These demoniac people, they causes overburden to Mother Earth. In 6th Goswami Ashtakam, Shada Goswami Ashtakam, we have this description. Bhubi bhuvam bharavahantarako bande rupa sanatana raghujuva Shri Jivagopalak Shri Chaitanya Kripa Bharo Bhubi bhuvam bharavahantarako. So the description is the 6 Goswamis, Rup Sanatan, Raghunath Das, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami, they received the causeless mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Chaitanya Kripa Bharo Bhubi Bhuva, and they distributed the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to this whole world. Bhubi Bhuva Bhar Avahantarako. And by distributing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they reduced the burden of Mother Earth. So, in one hand, the devotees, the great devotees, exalted devotees like 6 Goswamis, they reduces the burden of Mother Earth. On other hand, these demonic kings, especially here indicated about Kamsa, they become so sinful that Mother Earth could not tolerate anymore. So these demoniac people, even nowadays also these demoniac kings, demoniac head of the states, country, they are putting burden on Mother Earth. So Mother Earth has 3 forms. One is in the form of land, what you see, Bhumi Dharti Devi. Another form is Mother Earth in the form of Lord Vishnu's wife, consort. When Lord Barahadev, he lifted Mother Earth, he touched the body of Mother Earth, then accepted Mother Earth as his consort, Bhudevi. And then another form of Mother Earth is here, as explained in Bhagavatam, in the form of a cow. So in three forms, Mother Earth appears. And Mother Earth is considered to be most tolerant personalities we can see, through our mundane eyes. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Avadhut Brahman accepted 26 gurus, 24 gurus. And out of that, he accepted, Mother Earth as his guru because Mother Earth is the most tolerant personality. But here we can see from Krishna's appearance, these, Kamsa like kings, they are so cruel, so sinful. Even Mother Earth could not tolerate their sinful activities. So most tolerant personality, Mother Earth, also has limit of tolerance. So we can well imagine he was torturing like anything, Kamsa and other demoniac kings at that time. So therefore, Mother Earth could not remain as Bhumi in the form of earth, but she took the shape of a cow. And she was weeping with tears, she went to Brahma. So, Mother Earth or Dharti Devi or Bhu Devi actually is like Lakshmi. Bhu Devi, consort of Lord Vishnu, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Mother Earth, gives everything to whatever now we are getting through Mother Earth, grains and other things, whatever food items, vegetables, grains, we are dependent on Mother Earth actually. And Mother Earth is giving everything to us for what? So that, we can use everything in the service of Krishna to her husband, just like Lakshmi. But what we are doing, people in this material world, they are using everything from Mother Earth. All the products are coming from Mother Earth, but they are not using everything in the service of Krishna. For example, people are offering bhoga to Krishna. So Mother Earth is not happy when people become sinful. They don't offer things to Lord Vishnu. She is not happy. She don't want to give. So Mother Earth is actually providing all our essential items. Still, she is providing. Why? Because still there are some devotees practicing Krishna consciousness in this world. Otherwise, Mother Earth, she could have stopped providing any sort of grains, food items. We have the example from Srimad Bhagavatam, Ben Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj's father. He was so cruel, Ben Maharaj, son of Anga. He stopped all sort of sacrifice meant for Lord Vishnu in his kingdom. He was king of entire earth, and he, in fact, he told all his, citizens. He said, according to scripture, king is the representative of supreme Lord. Therefore, you should serve me rather than Lord Vishnu. So he stopped all sort of, sacrifice, all sort of worship of Lord Vishnu. And therefore, there was a drought. Lord, Mother Earth stopped giving any sort of food items there. So there was great scarcity. The Prabhupada also said, why there is a scarcity. In many countries, they don't have food and everything. Why? Because they are not practicing Krishna consciousness. Mother Earth is ready to give. Mother Earth is always fertile. She is ready to give. But if we don't practice Krishna consciousness, if we don't offer whatever we are getting from Mother Earth in the service of Krishna, then she don't want to give actually. She isn't happy to give. But why Mother Earth is giving? Because there are some devotees still practicing Krishna consciousness. They are using their whatever items they're getting from Mother Earth in the service of Krishna. So Mother Earth, can give many valuable items. Even Lakshmi also. All the precious items comes, gold, all the important items, diamonds, everything comes from Mother Earth. So people are actually looting, excavating Mother Earth. It's like demoniac people, like Hiranyaksha. Here, in Bhagavatam, this line is written that who had formerly saved the earthly planet by assuming the transcendental form of a boar. So this Mother Earth, these demonic people like Hiranyaksha, they are looting Mother Earth. Therefore, Mother Earth feels pain. She don't want to give. Otherwise, whatever Mother Earth can give us, even Lakshmi also. We have another example, Janak Maharaj, father of Sita Devi. And he actually found Sita Devi when he was cultivating his land. And therefore, she is known Sita. Sit word comes from the tough corner of plow. From there, Sita Devi became, therefore she is known as Sita. So Janak Maharaj found Sita, who is actually Lakshmi, and he offered that Lakshmi in the service of Rama. So Janak Maharaj, as Mahajan, Prahlada Janaka Bhishma Valir Vayasagir Vayam, Janak Maharaj is teaching us whatever we get from Mother Earth, we should offer it in the service of Krishna. Otherwise, this Lakshmi, if we don't use in the service of Krishna, is very dangerous actually. So it can be, Maya Lakshmi, or Chaya Lakshmi, or real Lakshmi. Like Ravan, had stolen Lakshmi. That was not original Lakshmi. That was Maya Lakshmi, Maya Sita, actually. And because he had stolen Maya Sita, therefore, whole Lanka made with, gold, is destroyed. So therefore, whatever we get from Mother Earth, we should offer in the service of Krishna. So here, saying that, Bhumi Devi, Dharti Devi, with tears in her eyes, she went to Brahma because she could not tolerate any more all these sinful activities. And therefore, she explained all the calamities, she was facing in earth, especially because of these, sinful kings like, Kamsa and others. So after hearing this, Lord Brahma went to ocean of milk, and then approached, Lord Vishnu with all other demigod, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and everyone. They went and they arrived on the shore of, milk ocean. Second paragraph. In the Vedic mantras, there is a particular type of prayer called Purusha Shukta. Generally, the demigods offer their obeisances unto Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by chanting the Purusha Shukta. It is understood herein that the predominating deity of every planet can see the Supreme Lord of this universe, Brahma, whenever there is some disturbance on this planet. And Brahma can approach the Supreme Lord Vishnu not by seeing him directly, but by standing on the shore of the ocean of milk. There is a planet within this universe called Shweta-deepa, and on the planet there is an ocean of milk. It is understood from various Vedic literatures that just as there is ocean of salt water on this planet, there are various kinds of oceans on other planets. Somewhere there is an ocean of milk, somewhere there is ocean of oil, and somewhere there are oceans of liquor and many other types of liquids. The Purusha Shukta is the standard prayer which the demigods recite to appease the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shirodakashai Vishnu. Because he is lying on the ocean of milk, he is called Shirodakashai Vishnu. He is the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead through whom all the incarnations within this universe appear. So Mother Earth, approached Brahma, and along with Brahma, all the demigods and Mother Earth, they went to ocean of milk to approach Lord Vishnu so that he can appear soon. This paragraph is describing our Purusha Shukta prayer. Purusha Shukta prayer is very important, powerful. Generally, all the demigods they offer this prayer to satisfy Lord Vishnu. It's very powerful, in priest, in India, still they recite this powerful verse. This is, one who recites this, Purusha Shukta prayer, Lord Vishnu becomes so happy, so pleased with them. Lord Vishnu immediately appears in front of them. Om Sahasra Sesha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sabhumi Vishwatabrata Attatishtat Dashangulam. So these Purusha Shukta prayers are there, all the demigods along with Brahma, they started reciting Purusha Shukta prayer, and Brahma here in this verse, in this paragraph, described that Brahma can approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead not by seeing him directly, but by standing on the shore of the ocean of milk. See, Brahma is so powerful. It says, Brahma is predominating deity of each planet. Brahma is the predominating deity. He resides in Brahmalok. So whenever there is some disturbances, Brahma can go on the shore of ocean of milk and he can, approach Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, um, so then, and Brahma and other demigods they prayed to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu became very happy with their prayers. And then Lord Vishnu said the Vedic knowledge is received first by Brahma from the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of the heart, as stated in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adhikavaya. The transcendental knowledge of the Vedas was transmitted to Lord Brahma through the heart. Here also in the same way, only Brahma could understand the message transmitted by Lord Vishnu, and he broadcast it to the demigods for their immediate action. The message was this. So, when Brahma, along with the demigods and Bhumi Devi, approached Lord Vishnu and offered this Purushottam prayer, the reply was this: the Supreme Personality of Godhead would appear on the earth very soon, along with his supreme powerful potencies. And as long as he remained on the earth planet to execute his mission of annihilating the demons and establishing the devotees, the demigods should also remain there to assist him. They should all immediately take birth in the family of the Yadu dynasty, wherein the Lord would also appear in due course of time. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, would personally appear as the son of Vasudev. Before his appearance, all the demigods, along with their wives, should appear in different pious families in the world just to assist the Lord in executing his mission. The exact word used here is Tat Priyartham, which means the demigods should appear on the earth in order to please the Lord. In other words, any living entity who lives only to satisfy the Lord is a demigod. The demigods were further informed that Ananta, the planetary portion of Lord Krishna, who is maintaining the universal planets by extending his millions of hoods, would also appear on earth before Lord Krishna's appearance. They were also informed that the external potency of Vishnu, with whom all the conditioned souls are enamored, would also appear by the order of the Supreme Lord just to execute his purpose. So that's how, after hearing from Lord Vishnu, all the demigods, Brahma, and especially Bhumi Devi became satisfied that Lord Krishna is going to appear soon. And after that, we know how Lord Krishna appeared in the womb of Devaki and Vasudeva. So if we see Devaki and Vasudeva when Krishna appeared, Devaki and Vasudeva, after marrying, Devaki was going to home on his chariot, and then there was this prediction that the eighth son of Devaki and Vasudeva is going to kill Kamsa. Kamsa imprisoned them, and Devaki and Vasudeva they are imprisoned. So this Devaki, Vasudeva, their first 6 sons were killed by Kamsa very cruelly. And then seventh was Balaram. But when Balaram came, Balaram was internally transferred to the womb of Rohini. Rohini was another wife of Vasudeva. Vasudeva had total 8 wives. So when Vasudev was imprisoned by Kamsa, that time Vasudev told Rohini to go and to stay with his friend Nanda Maharaj in Gokul. So that's why Balaram actually, Balaram came before Krishna in the womb of Devaki, but Krishna actually internally transferred Balaram to the womb of Rohini. Why? Because Balaram is Anantashesh, is eternal bed of Krishna. So that's why Balaram comes before Krishna every time. Balaram comes before Krishna. So Balaram came and entered into the womb of Devaki, and Balaram checked everything to prepare Krishna's appearance. So we celebrated Balaram Jayanti recently. So Balaram, just like Prabhupada gave example, just like if any say prime minister or president of any country goes to any places, their secretary, their PA, they goes before that. They check everything, whether everything is ready or not. So Balaram, anything we use in the service of Krishna, everything is actually expansion of Balaram. So therefore, Balaram came first in the womb of Devaki. Balaram, prepared, the bed, the Krishna's appearance, Devaki's womb properly so that Krishna can come. Actually, in if we see in Lord Ramachandra's first time, that Lakshman came as younger brother of Lord Ramachandra. Therefore, therefore, every time Lakshman wanted to give some advice, he could not give because he was a younger brother. So he had to listen the advice of Lord Ramachandra. And at the end of Treta Yuga, says, Lakshman told Lord Ramachandra, this time I became your younger brother. But in next two first times, I will become your elder brother. So in Dwapar Yuga, he came as Balaram. And in Kali Yuga also, he came as the elder brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is Nityananda Prabhu. But when Balaram came, Balaram, didn't appear. He didn't come out from the womb of Devaki. And it was announced it was miscarriage. But actually, Krishna very tactfully, he transferred Balaram from the womb of Devaki to Rohini. Why? Because it says, Balaram is, Balram. Bal means strength, very powerful. So Balram is, very, Balram remains always in angry mode. So if, Krishna would not transfer Balram from the womb of Devaki to Rohini, then Kamsa would come and Kamsa would try to kill Balaram, but Balaram could not tolerate. Balaram would immediately kill Kamsa. So, but Krishna had different plan. Krishna wanted to kill all the demons, all the representatives of Kamsa, and then only his plan was at the end to kill, Kamsa. So therefore, Balaram came in the womb of Devaki, but Krishna transferred Balaram to the womb of Rohini. And Balaram came, Balaram prepared everything for Krishna, and then Krishna appeared. But when Krishna appeared, so that's why it says, Janma Karma Chame Dibbam Evam Jo Vitti Tattata. Tvakta Deham Punar Janma Naiti Mahamati Shorjana. It says, why? Because when Krishna's appearance is not like our birth in this material world. Prabhupada says, we come to this material world, or we came to this material world because our parents desired. That's why we came to this material world. But Krishna's appearance is different, If we see that, Sutapa and Prishnigarabha, this Devaki Vasudeva in their previous birth, they perform severe austerity to get Krishna as their son. And then his Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared in front of Sutapa and Prishnigarabha. So Krishna, the Supreme Lord asked them, what do you want? They said, we want you as our son. Supreme Lord as our son. Then, Supreme Lord told, actually, no one can become like me. I have to become your son. So, because of their austerity, Krishna fulfilled their desire. So, it's not like our birth. Therefore, it says, Janma Karma Chame Dibbam is transcendental. That's why we say appearance. Appearance means, Prakat. Prakat or Abhirbhav, he comes by his own will. And we didn't come by our own will. We came by the will of our parents. That's why it's different. And also, we can understand Krishna's appearance is transcendental because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Jatasya dhruvam mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya. One who has taken birth, the death is must. So birth and then death, all this disease, all this cycle will go on. But with Krishna, we see, or with any incarnation of Lord, it never happens. Like in Dwapar Yuga, when Krishna came, Krishna appeared. Krishna, he, performed his first times for about 125 years. So 125 years Krishna was here, and then Krishna, we know Krishna childhood first times and Krishna's teenage first times. After that, Krishna was almost 16 to 25 years old. He remained 125 years on that age only. Krishna never becomes old. So that's why Janma Karma Chame Dibbam. That's why Krishna, again, he's saying again and again, his birth, his appearance, and his activities are transcendental, not material like us. He never becomes old. Prabhupada was in Mumbai, and Prabhupada was telling him at that time in 1970s. There was one Baba who was claiming himself God, incarnation of God, and many people were going to him. So that Baba who was claiming himself, God, once he was having toothache pain on his teeth. So this came in newspaper, and Prabhupada was telling to his disciples, this rascal, he is claiming himself God, and he got toothache. Now he is running towards hospital. Doctor, please give me painkiller. So Prabhupada says, this type of so-called rascal God, they can't tolerate even their, the simple pain, and he becomes so old. How come he claim himself God, So this is Janma Karma, like in this, the what is called this Brajara Sutastakam, it says, he is always youthful. Nava Yovananch. Krishna never becomes old. Nava Yovananch, always remain youthful. So Krishna, Janma Karma Chame Dibam. Now in these words of Bhagavad Gita, Janma Karma Chame Dibam Evam Jo Vettita Tata Tvakta Deham Punarjama Naiti Mamade Sorjan. This is one who understood the Krishna's appearance and Krishna's activities first times are transcendental. They will never take birth in this material world. Takta deham punarjanma. They will never take birth. Why? If we know Krishna's appearance, Krishna's Janma is transcendental, how come we'll never come back to this material world? In this regard, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he made a beautiful comment. He said, one who try to understand Krishna's Janma, Krishna's appearance, and Krishna's activities are transcendental. Why they will not take birth in this material world again? Because one who will try to understand Krishna's Janma and activities, that means they will develop, desire to see Krishna's appearance. So then these type of devotees will be elevated. These type of devotees will be elevated to another planet where Lord Krishna is going to perform his birth first time, his appearance first time. So these devotees, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, these devotees, those who are eager to know about Krishna's birth or appearance, they will be elevated, they will be taken to another planet where Krishna is at present performing his first times. So in this, in this planet, in Dwapar Yuga Krishna came, but in other planets, Prabhupada also said Krishna is performing his first time. In some planets, Lord Ramachandra, some planets, performance are going on. So where Krishna is currently performing his first times, these devotees will be elevated and they will see Krishna's birth and Krishna's activities. And like we just read, all these, demigods and, many people, they will born in a Yadu dynasty. And then they will be properly trained. After training, proper training, they will be elevated to the finally spiritual world, Golak Vrindavan. So that's why this is very important. The Janma Karma Chame Dibbam Evam Jo Tattata. Those who knows Krishna's birth and Krishna's activities are transcendental in truth, Tattata. They will never take birth in this material world because they will be elevated to planet where Krishna is appearing or Krishna is going to perform his first times. And finally, they will be elevated to the spiritual world. So there is no more, birth in this material world. But when Krishna, after that Krishna appeared, and Krishna Janma is not like us. Why? In the prison of Kamsa, Krishna first, gave his darshan in four-armed form, Vishnu form. Krishna appeared in Krishna Kamsa's prison in the form of Vishnu 400, and then Krishna then entered into the heart of Vasudev. From there, he entered into the womb of Devaki. So from these we can easily understand, all these examples. Krishna's appearance is not like us, this material world. And see this example, when Krishna appeared, what happened exactly? The chain, the shackle, this Devaki and Vasudha, they are bind by Kamsa, is removed. They became free, completely free, Devaki and Vasudeva, and as soon as Krishna appeared. And then Vasudeva then realized and Vasudeva was taking Krishna other side of the river, Yamuna, to his friend's house, Nanda Maharaj. The gatekeepers, the guards, they fell in sleep because of the Yoga Maya. So gate opened and Vasudeva could easily go cross the river and keep Krishna there in the Maharaj house. So this is very wonderful lesson that when if Krishna appears in our heart, like Krishna appeared in the heart of Vasudeva, when Krishna appears in our life, then what happens? All will become free from all sort of bondage of this material world. Just like Vasudeva and Devaki, they became completely free. And then, then the door, the gate of prison, be opened. The door of liberation will open for us if Krishna appears in our life. And then all the obstacles, like this gatekeepers, they fell in sleep. So all the obstacles or the disturbances, they will go to sleep mode. Nothing will disturb us. We can easily cross this material world and we can go back to Godhead. That's what Krishna's appearance teaches us in the prison of Kamsa. So Krishna Parama Purushe Bhakti Utpadate Pungham Shok Moha Bhayapaham. In Bhagavatam, this verse is there. That when Krishna appears, Bhakti Utpadate Pumsham. Krishna appears in our heart. Jasam by Shruyamanayam. By hearing, if we keep on hearing about Krishna, and then by hearing about Krishna, Jasam by Shruyamanayam Krishna Parama Purushe Bhakti Utpadate Pumsham. The Bhakti love for Krishna will be developed in our heart, and then Shok Moha Bhayapaham. The Shok, Moha, and Bhay. Shok means lamentation, and Moha means illusion, and Bhay means fear. These three will be gone from our life if Krishna appears in our heart. The Shok is for past, and Moha, illusion, is for present moment, and Bhai, fear, is for future. So everyone in this material world, they are suffering past, present, and future. They're lamenting whatever has been happened with us in our life. We are lamenting constantly. And then whatever we have at this moment with us, all the opulences, all the possessions, we are attached to those, therefore is illusion. And then future, what will happen to us? And fear comes in our mind. This is, Bhakti Utpadate Pumsham, Shok Moha Bhayapa. If Krishna comes in our heart, then Shok, lamentation, illusion, and Bhai, fear, will be permanently gone from our life. Hare Krishna. I will stop here. Shri Prabhupada ki, Janmashtami Mahotsav ki, Gaur Pramanande, Go. Hare Krishna. Is there any question, comment from anyone?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat.
So just one question. The first you told about that Janma Karma, it is in Bhagavad Gita, it is there, but I'm just sometimes a bit confused because Krishna is it possible for a human being to know about Krishna? Because he is so unlimited in everything, Krishna forms, everything is unlimited. So how can we, by our small intelligence, we can understand it?
Right. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, like it says, even Ananta Shesh, who has unlimited food with unlimited mouth also. If Ananta Shesh can phrase about Krishna, he can't find the end, limitless qualities of Krishna. So yes, you can say it's not possible to completely know Krishna, but through bhakti is possible. And as you explained from Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etad uttamam. So Krishna's character and Krishna's appearance and first times, everything is mysterious. So Krishna therefore is a rahasyam. But when you say rahasyam, it is even mysterious at the same time is unlimited. And when you say rahasyam, it means very confidential also. It's very difficult for conditioned soul to understand Krishna. But he says, because Arjun, you are my bhakta, at the same time you are my friend, therefore it's possible. So two things, if we become connected with Krishna with this, any of these five mellows, then it's not impossible. Shantadas Sakha Vatsala. Arjun was in Sakha mode. And at the same time, if you perform devotional service, it's possible. So in one hand, you can say it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Even like great demigods like Brahma and Shiva, Brahma and Shiva, for them also is sometimes difficult. They kind of goes against the will of Krishna. All these demigods. Anyway, Shiva also went against Krishna, Brahma also, Indra, and all the great demigods. So what to speak? What about us? We are tiny creature, but through pure devotion is possible actually. Not only it's possible to understand Krishna, but Krishna, one can purchase Krishna. One can purchase Krishna with bhakti. So that is the potency of bhakti. Like in Damodarashtakam we say bhakti baddham. So it's very difficult to bind Krishna, to bound Krishna. But Yashoda is not because being of Krishna's mother, she bound Krishna, but actually bhakti baddham. She tied Krishna because of bhakti. So with bhakti is possible, like Arjun, Arjun. So Arjun, Krishna became Arjun's chariot driver. And so many people, these mystic yogis, these Ashtanga yogis, they perform severe austerity for million thousands years to understand Krishna. Here Krishna became subservient to his devotees like Yashoda and Arjun and other devotees. So through bhakti is possible. So it's not impossible. Through bhakti one can purchase Krishna. That's why actually Krishna says, Krishna, he easily gives everything. He easily gives everything. If you want, Lakshmi, if you want followers, if you want, a beautiful companion, he will grant everything very easily. People goes, the Krishna temple, Udupi, Balaji, all this temple. But when it comes to pure devotion, it says Krishna is little miser to grant pure devotional service to his devotees. Because with pure devotional service, one can purchase Krishna. Krishna comes under the control of his devotees. And that's what Krishna told to Durvasa Muni in Ambarish Maharaj's first time. He says, Aham Bhakta Paradhina. Aham Bhakta Paradhina, he Ashwatantra Nahi Dija. My dear Brahman, that I am Paradhin. I am not independent. I am dependent on the will of my devotees. He Ashwatantra Nahi Dvija. And I am not independent. And there is Sadhubhir Grastarida, Bhakta Janapriya. And because Prabhupada said, because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, therefore I sit in the core of their hearts. And Bhaktir Sadhubhir Grastarida. What is speak, even those who are devotees of my devotees, they are very devoted to me. So with pure devotional service, one can purchase Krishna. It's not impossible. Krishna comes. So when one can purchase, that means he knows Krishna perfectly. We have example of Srimati Radharani and other gopis, and then great devotees of Krishna. Krishna came under their control. They are controlling Krishna. So it's possible, Prabhu. With pure devotional service, definitely possible, Krishna says in many places. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, can finish here, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. If there are no other question or comments, you can close here. Dear devotees, anybody else has any comments or there doesn't seem to be, Prabhu. So I'd like to thank you very much on behalf of the devotees here in Auckland to take out your valuable time and give your association this wonderful class. So thanks you very much. So we'll offer
Much
you
happy Janmashtami to everyone. Hare Krishna.
and best of Janmashtami. And
Namaste and Srila Prabhupada. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Prabhupada ki
Mancha
jai.
kalpatarusha.
Panchakalpadurupyaccho kripa sindhu
Krishna
Putitanam padanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo
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 Vedavata
Bhakti
ki
Vindati.
Pramanande Hari Om.
His Grace Rasananda Prabhu ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakti Vinod Hari Hari Bol.